coach. I believe in transforming opposed to changing. And as Natalie said, I do go by the name of Lady Motivator because that's what I do. So I'm so excited about teaching you all about meditation. So let's see, I have a YouTube channel. Please subscribe to that, Kendell Lenice. And also my website for more information about me before we get started is livingtruelivingyou.com. But I'm all over social media, IG at k.lenice. So connect with me because hopefully this is not your last stop to healing. I love what you're doing, Natalie, with these women as a therapist, as a woman. I have a passion and a heart for women also, helping everyone heal and grow and really go into that next phase and that transition in life, whatever that may be. And it's just my quote is, I coined this phrase. I not only coined the phrase, I live this. This is me. I am her. It's never too late to remix your life. So at any stage, age, or phase, you can remix your life. I will be 50 next year, and I have remixed my life tons of times, okay? Tons of times. And sometimes remixing your life is really a matter of life and death. It's like, okay, I'm not too old to do this. I'm not too light to do this, dark to do this. I'm not too heavy to do this. All of those stupid myths that people say, well, I'm too light to wear that. I'm too dark to wear that. I'm too big to do that. I'm too thin to do that. No, at any time, don't worry about your education. Don't worry about your class. Don't worry about your background. You can change your life. Better yet, transform your life at any time in your life. You just have to make the choice and decision to do just that. And if you want to implement meditation into your life, I'm your girl.
Yeah,
I can help you. And as you can say, I will be 50 next year, but I'm still your girl. It's about what you call yourself, you know, because right. I don't feel I'll be 49 June 17th. I was trying to think of the weeks, but it's almost a little less than 30 days away from today. And I truly, truly feel 30 with that.
Wow. That's
Absolutely.
Good stuff.
All right. So Natalie brought me on to talk about meditation. So I want to first let you know what meditation is. So if you see me looking down, I'm still looking at you, but it was important for me to have speaking points with this time we have together. So first and foremost, basic, what is meditation? So meditation is a practice, not perfection. So I want to be clear on that. It's a practice of mindfulness. It's all about focusing your mind and your thoughts, being aware of what you're thinking about, and focusing on mental clarity as well as emotional stability and calmness. So you can use meditation across the board. I'm going to give you an example before I start bursting those myths. So I had to get a root canal before the quarantine, obviously, and mine was complicated. Go figure. So my roots, typically a person has about 2 to 3 roots, but of course I'm an overachiever. I had about 4 or 5, and they were deep. So I was in the chair for about 4 hours. Wow. So, you know, you're in the dentist, yeah, and you hear all the noises and, you know, the chatter and people are speaking. And my dentist asked me if I would like to listen to music. They had the overhead music, but then they also had headphones where I can listen to Pandora or Apple Music. And I declined. So I sat in my chair and I just wanted to gather myself, because think about being in the dentist chair for an hour. Some people don't even like that. I was in there for 4 hours and they were pulling and tugging and doing what they do. And I sat in my chair, it was reclined with all the stuff on me, and I just started meditating. And so that's the first myth. Meditation, people think that you have to, and this is, you know, I'm just keeping it real. People think you got to look like Erykah Badu. You have to have your head wrapped. You have to have on yoga pants. You have to have this dimly lit space. You have to be, you know, Indian style or in the lotus position, and you have to zen. Well, you do have to zen, but not like you stereotypically see. So as I sat in the chair, in the dentist chair, I just totally zoned out. They were talking, their chatter became lower and lower and lower. Although they didn't reduce their volume, I kind of went into myself. And that's what meditation is. So I started doing the body scan, which I'll do with you, because there are several types of meditation. I'm going to start with the body scan for all you beginners out there. It's easy to do, but I sat there and I just took myself on a meditation vacation. So I do virtual classes and I also do in-person classes. Obviously not now, but I'm doing virtual classes. So I always like to take beginners on a meditation vacation. So thinking about where you want to go, where you want to be right now, how you're going to get there, how the air and the sand, thinking about the smell of the ocean, wherever your vacation is, just really picturing that and imagining that. And as a transformational life coach, it's all about vision and the vision board. So think about the vision in that aspect. So thinking about it, tasting it, feeling it, smelling it, hearing the noise, the waves crashing, all of that. So that's what I did in the dentist chair. I sat there and I closed my eyes and I just took myself away. So so they were talking, I can kind of hear them in a distance, but I sat there and I did that and I found peace and it just calmed me. So whatever was happening, I was allowing it to be. So another myth, so saying all that to say, you can do it anywhere. You can be in the middle of an argument with someone and get to the point where you just totally tune them out and get connected with yourself. And I know some people out there are like, well, no, I got too much going on in my head. I can't concentrate. I can't be still. I got these kids running around. I got this husband or wife. I got to go to this job, the next job, the third job. I got to go to school. Now I'm working from home. I'm teaching the children from home. I can't find stillness. You can. You bet your bottom dollar you can. It's all about having stillness within yourself. So when it's within yourself, no one can take that. No one can stop you from really getting back into yourself. So like I said, the TV can be on, the music could be on, somebody could be talking, and I can literally zone out, and that's training and that's the practice of meditation. And so many people say, well, I can't do it. I can't do it right. There's no such thing as right. That's why it's called meditation practice. So that is a myth that you don't have the time and that you can't do it because you're too busy in here. That's a myth. Another myth is, what else do I want to talk about? Another myth is you have to, and I talked about this just a little bit ago, but you have to be on a yoga mat and you have to be with people, or you have to just totally tune out everything and get in this certain type of position. It's all about the position that you're comfortable in. If you have bad knees or a bad back, then you might not be able to get down on the floor. I'm sitting on the floor right now, but I've done it in chairs. I've done it when I worked in corporate America, right at my desk, in the swervy chairs. I've done it sitting on the couch. I've done it laying down. I've done it with my legs. Right now, my legs are like this. I'm sitting like this. So many people say, well, I can't sit Indian style, or I can't do this. It's not about that. It's really about in here first and in here. That's really what you need to focus on. So I can lean my back up against here, or I can sit straight like this. It's about the posture. So I wrote some things down that I want to go over. So it's about being comfortable, first and foremost. If you're more comfortable in jeans and or leather pants or sweatpants or yoga pants, whatever you're comfortable in, you can still be in your business attire and still meditate. It's really about your comfort level. So whatever is comfortable to you. Some people think that sweatpants aren't comfortable. Some people don't like the way yoga pants feel. Some people love jeans. So it's whatever you're comfortable in. You want to have your spine straight, as mine is right now, because that is important. Natalie. I know somebody might say, gosh, she's not giving Natalie a chance to talk. Natalie told me to go. She didn't want to say anything, right? Okay. They're like, she won't stop talking. But also you want your hands resting in your lap. So that's important to kind of stretch out your fingers and have them on your lap like this. You want your shoulders relaxed. It's important because if you want to get relaxed, then you can't be stiff, because how are you going to be able to, just really relax? So you got to kind of loosen your shoulders. And a lot of people do this next thing without even noticing. You clench your jaws. So you might be sitting somewhere and your jaws are tight, but you don't know they're tight because that's just your resting face, or you're so used to kind of biting down on your teeth or inside of your cheek, you don't realize. But I guarantee you, if I say release your jaw right now, you can release it. Most people keep it tight. Also, you want your legs comfortable, because if you have neuropathy or if you have any other ailments, you want to be able to have your legs comfortable. So if you came into one of my classes, I wouldn't say everybody sit the same way, everybody dress the same way, everybody look the same way, put your head wraps on, come on, let's go. Absolutely not. It's whatever you're comfortable. I have my alma mater right here. I have a baseball cap on and a sweatshirt, and I got a pair of jeans on, and I can do it right here. And like I said, you can do it in your pajamas, still laying in the bed. Also, you want your head straight. So a myth is that you have to put your head down or hold your head up and put your fingers up. No, you don't have to. Because what if something's wrong with your neck? What if you're trying to practice meditation because you've seen it on YouTube or you heard about it on Facebook or any other social media outlet, and you're doing exactly what the other person is doing, and then something happens to you and your doctor may say, hey, you can't do this with your neck or your back, then you're going to say, you know what, meditation is not for me. So it's how you're comfortable, but you do want to keep your head straight, looking straight ahead. And this is the thing, you want to keep your spine straight, but you don't have to have support if you don't want to. If you're more comfortable sitting without leaning against something, then that's whatever works for you. But you want to be comfortable. All right, so what else do I have here? So it's all about really redirecting your thoughts. That's so very important. So meditation takes us out of ourselves to find the answer, whatever answer that is. So another myth, a huge myth is, I pray, I can't meditate. And it talks about meditation in the Bible. You can pray and meditate, because you still got to do the work, right? You still can't just sit and pray and then say, okay, well, God will take care of it. No, you still have to do the work, whatever works for you. So you can pray and meditate. If you set out time to pray, then right after that, you can meditate, or you can meditate first. You can still do that. You can do both. So that's a myth. People say, well, no, meditation is for Buddhists. No. It's about stillness. You can get closer to God by meditating, because you don't have all the chitter chatter and the clatter of what's going on, And sometimes with meditation, if you try it, that's really the thing, just trying it and really understanding what meditation is. Because it's okay if you're trying to be still, or if you're trying to get in one with yourself and you're thinking about what you're going to make for dinner. It's all about guiding, and I do guided meditation. So I will bring you back to the center, or bring you back to your breathing, because you're breathing on purpose. You're breathing intentionally. So I'll bring you back to the breathing. And that's really another way to show gratitude and be thankful and mindful of your blessings. Because if you woke up this morning, you are blessed. If you were able to put your feet down on the floor, you are blessed. If you were able to go into your bathroom, had your mind knowing even where your bathroom is. See, people don't think about that. So you already know, if you're still going to work, you knew how to get to work. You knew what you were going to do for the day. So that mind is right. People forget those blessings. So meditation will really help you focus on what's really important at the end of the day. If you don't have COVID-19, you are blessed. If your family is still alive, you are blessed. If you're able to have a home to quarantine in, you are blessed. So it'll start helping you think about what really is important in your life and not the frivolous stuff that may not be important. I was listening to something today. The husband lost his job. The wife lost her job. The grown child had to move back in. Their car was broken down. They don't know how they're going to eat. Wow. Think about that. So if you're eating every day, if Corona is getting you, a little hefty, think about that as a blessing, because when you go in that refrigerator, something is there, right? Some people go in that refrigerator, there's nothing there. So that will help you with that. And when you're gracious and you show gratitude, that's a form of prayer and talking to God as well. And people don't realize that. So meditation is for people who are seeking an escape or something more out of their life. So a lot of people, even as a transformational coach, there's something as transformational meditation as well, and speaking mantras and affirming yourself. So there are so many different types of meditation. And before this is over, I'm going to try to do the body scan, and I might do a little bit of the transformational meditation. All right, so let's see here.
So before you move into that, Kendell, this is so good. If you're watching and you have a question, put it in the comments. I'm going to go back and make sure we answer them. If you have one for Kendell, please let us know so we can come back and answer it. I know she's given some really good nuggets about meditation, and this may be new for some of you. And so it's like, wait a minute, I have a question. We'll be sure to answer those questions in the comments. Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, and then I'm on a kind of a time restraint, so I don't want to bore you, but I really want to inform you. So again, like Natalie said, if you have any questions, definitely leave them there. I'll be glad to answer any question that you have. It's important that you understand what you're doing or what you're trying to do or what it can do for you. So just thinking about it, I just really want to read some of the benefits once again, and then I'm going to go forward again. But these are just some. Allow Google to be your friend and really understand how meditation can work for you. It promotes emotional health. We are in Mental Health Awareness Month in May, so it promotes that. Because if you're thinking about all of the negative things that are going on, or you struggle with anxiety or depression, that's a real thing. It's real. So I'm not saying that meditation will cure your anxiety, but whatever you're anxious about right now, it can help that. You can leave a meditation session and feel better. You're calmer, because think about anxiety and what happens when you're anxious. Your heart starts beating fast. Your mind is racing. Sometimes you can't breathe. It's about concentrating on that breath. So that can totally change your mood or that situation right there if you're anxious about it. And a lot of people have anxiety now because they don't have jobs. They're quarantining. People are getting divorces. People are fighting with their children in the home. People don't like their kids anymore. They're homeschooling them. They're like, you know what? I didn't sign up to be a teacher. I'm a mom. I teach at night or in the morning, not all day. So
Absolutely.
People really going through it like, dang, I don't even like I heard somebody say, I found out I don't even like my kids. I was like, woo. And my kids are in their 20s. And that's that. But promote your emotional health. I'm going to say that again, because just like you're going to the gym, you might be going outside for a walk. You might be riding your bike. I got a bike. I tried to buy a new bike. They were sold out everywhere. Everywhere. People are now on this health kick. And that's what you're supposed to do. You got to be heart healthy. But what about this? What about this? And people forget to really focus on their emotional health. It's so important, because if you're popping off on people and you're very defensive, or you're ready to blow the minute somebody says something to you, then you got to see what's wrong. And meditation can help with that, because like I said, you have control over you. And even if you're in an argument or a disagreement, you can meditate right there, because it's about how you respond. And if you don't know how to respond, and you're upset with yourself and all of that, believe it or not, meditation can help with that. Because you can't say, well, this person pulled me out of my character, this person made me do it. You're responsible for you, and you're responsible for your emotional health and your whole being, as far as being healthy and using emotional intelligence. All right, so it enhances your self-awareness. That ties in line with that. It improves your focus or attention span. So many people, attention span is like that. This will help you because, again, if your mind starts to wander, then you say, you know what, how can I bring it back to the breathing? That's really controlling and strengthening yourself and your mind. That helps when you're getting older. It helps with memory loss, and it increases your attention span. And it's so important in your whole, it helps you control pain as well. So if you're going through pain, or if you have high blood pressure, it improves your blood pressure, y'all. I don't know if you understand that and realize that, because remember, you're not all hyped. You're calming yourself. And when you're hostile and yelling or arguing, or just loud, or just really argumentative, or whatever personality you have, if you're just a loud talking person, and you're ready to pop off. And I keep saying that because I help people with this. I've seen the difference when people start their meditation journey and how their personality simmers. Have you ever seen that person that's just so calm in a storm? Everything, chaos is behind them, and they're just like, have you ever seen that person? They might be meditating, and then, they're not quick to say, but what's going on? They're like, you know what? I'm cool. I'll wait my turn, whatever happens. And you're like, dang, how are they like that? I'm telling you, you can do it. You can do it. It helps with your sleep. So if you are sleepy and you have not been able to go to sleep, I know a lot of my clients are really suffering with insomnia. They cannot go to sleep. I mean, I don't go to sleep. That's because I'm working, but I'm not suffering from insomnia. I just can't stop working. When you are a creative, and Natalie, you probably can attest to this. When you're a creative, your mind is constantly going, and you're constantly thinking of ways to create or what to do next in business, especially entrepreneurs. But you got to go to sleep. That's part of emotional health. That's part of physical health. I don't care if you go to sleep at 5 a.m, you better have 4, 5, 6, 7 hours. It depends on your schedule, but it helps with sleep. It also improves your creativity. So think about if you quiet the noise in your head and you quiet everything around you. Think about what heightens. Your creativity will heighten because you're not thinking about all of that other stuff. It doesn't mean that you ignore the stuff, and it doesn't mean that you can't think about real problems and real issues. But it is not good for your health to think about real problems and real issues every second of the day. That's not healthy. Some people cannot shut it down. They cannot shut the noise in their head off. They're thinking about, okay, I got to pay this bill. I got to pay this bill. Now I understand it's a real thing. I live in the real world as well, but you got to compartmentalize certain things, and you got to have that time, because if you owe people money, that's fine, but you don't owe them your life. And a lot of people are giving their lives away to the people they're indebted to. And then they have nothing left to give. Meditation is free to give. I am offering free classes, and I'm doing this for free. And I can show you ways to do it for free as well. It's important. And you don't need a whole lot of fanfare. I just really want to stress that, because so many people say, well, I'm not home. I can't do it right now. You can do it in the car. You can meditate in the car. Before you put your mask on, before you put your gloves on, before you go into Target or Walmart or the grocery store, you can sit there and woosah. That's what woosah is. People always say woosah, like in Bad Boys. That's meditating. You can sit there for 5 minutes and get yourself together, close your eyes. And that's another myth. I suggest, and I personally close my eyes. But if you need to meditate and you're able to focus on that one thing in front of you and just sit there like this, you can do that. You don't have to close your eyes. I suggest closing your eyes, but if you don't want to close your eyes, you don't have to. And that doesn't mean you can't do it. You can sit right in your car and meditate. Some of you, the quietest place in your home is your car. So if you got to go sit in the driveway, you got to go in the garage, you got to wherever your car is parked, if you're blessed to have a car, because I'm clear, everybody doesn't have a car. You can sit in your closet. You can sit in your bathroom. You can sit on the toilet with the seat down and do that. Whatever you find to be your safe space, a comfortable space, a quiet space. That's the one thing that you do need if you're really trying to really delve into meditation. You do need a quiet space. Now, like I said, I did it at the dentist's office. You can do it in the car. You can do it with somebody talking. You can do that. That's a different type of meditation. But if you really want to strengthen it, you want to be silent and you want to have, quietness, just to have that zen and that kumbaya, because you owe it to yourself to take a moment for yourself. Absolutely. Even you moms out there, you moms, and I know what it is. I know what it's like to put your children first. I know what it's like to forget about you. I know what it's like to just put yourself on the back burner, and this is for the kids, the children, her, him, daughter, son, daughter. I get it. But what about you? When those kids go on and those kids grow up, what about you? It's okay. It's not selfish to consider yourself. Iyanla once said it's self-full. And when she said that, I was like, yep, that's how I explained it, but that's beautiful. And it really is. And even you wives out there, if we're talking to the women, he'll be all right. He can make his food one day by himself. He'll be all right. He can help the kids. He'll be all right. He ain't gonna fall apart. He's grown.
Mm-hmm.
Take that moment to yourself. And sometimes you have to steal it. And sometimes you have to put your foot down and say, listen here, I need a moment. My mental health depends on it. Or you might have that look that you say, then they know, whatever works for you. You might have to snap or whatever, get your bell, whatever you do to command that time for yourself, because it's about you taking it. So we're going to change that, right? We're not going to say, I don't have the time. Nobody gave me the time. I got to do this, this, and this. Start delegating and first start with you. It's so important to do that. Meditation, again, helps with your intuition. What is intuition? Intuition is discernment, right? Mm-hmm. Think about it. So if you are usually a discerning type of person, your intuition is on point, but now it's fading a little bit because you got so many things that you're dealing with, you might need to meditate. Also, it helps allows you to help rediscover you. Because if you're a mom, if you're a wife, if you're a boss, if you're a this and a that and a sister, daughter, all of that. And this is for the fellas too. If the fellas happen to listen, you owe it to yourself too. It's not just the women. But it helps you rediscover you and get your happy back. A lot of people have lost their happy over the years. I coach women, I coach men and women. I coach from teenage to my oldest client was in her late 60s. I'll coach anyone. And so many people have lost their happy and they don't know how to get it back, or they lost themselves in a job, in a marriage, in a divorce, in their children, in their siblings, their parents. They've lost themselves along the way. But I want you to get yourself back because you owe it to yourself and you're worth it. So I just really want to stress that this is for you. And it's also for everybody around you. Because if you're hell on wheels because you can't get a moment to yourself, or you're saying yes when you really want to say no to someone, then you're corrupting everybody around you. You're toxic and you're like a cancer. And sometimes you don't want to hear that about yourself, but it's true. It's very true, because you're upset because you don't have that time for yourself. And no one can give you that time for yourself. Sometimes you have to take it, and you have to get in that, in that closet and take a meditation vacation. And it also creates kindness. Don't you want to be kinder? Don't you want to be kinder? And kindness starts with yourself. You want to be kind to yourself, and you want to be kind to others. And that's not always easy. If you're mad, grumpy, upset, frustrated, how can you be kind? First to yourself and then to other people. If you find yourself snapping at people, I see it all the time. I talk to it all the time, people all the time. I even find myself doing it sometimes. I'm human, where I'm like, ooh, who said that? And that's just real. Sometimes, and that's when I know, I was like, let me just go over here for a minute, because I said yes when I really meant no. But no is a full statement, and it doesn't require an explanation to anyone. But if you say yes when you really want to say no, then you got attitude, and then you might not be kind. That's what happens. So you got to mean what you say what you mean, and you really have to just be mindful of who you are. And that's what meditation does too. It's mindfulness. So being mindful is really a key. All right. So how am I on time, Natalie?
We are doing good. We're going. It's 5:40, so you just know what time it is in this moment.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to give you some negatives about meditation, and they're not what you may think. So self-doubt is a negative to meditation. People may want immediate gratification, and when they don't get it, they give up. Like, you know what? Meditation ain't for me. I can't do this because I can't keep my mind still. So some people might look at that as a negative, and it's not. So I don't want you to give up easily. If you try it, even if you try with me today, don't say, well, you know what? That's not for me. I'm not for all that and zen. A lot of people think that, like, wait a minute, I'm Christian, or I'm Muslim, or I'm, Jehovah's Witness, or I can't do meditation. I've heard people say that. And then when they hear me do the guided meditation, they're like, oh, okay. It's not about, think about it. Because I pray every day, all day. I pray all day long, and I still meditate. I believe in God strongly, and I meditate. Also, a negative is they may need practice, or they might have the wrong teacher. So that might be a negative. If someone is telling you how to be, what to do, what to wear, how to stand, how to do, and it's really not for a benefit other than that's how they like their class ran, then that might look like a negative if everyone is looking like a cookie cutter. But just me as a life coach and as a meditation practitioner, everybody is different. I embrace individuality and who people are. If you want to come in there and you got a mini skirt on, I'll do you like church. Just put your little, what is it? The little cloth, the
lap
prayer,
cloth.
the lap cloth over you. And so you don't interrupt anybody else, but we could still, do what we need to do. It's all about your comfort level once again. And then another negative is the panic of lack of results. You might just be overthinking it and say, you know what, it's not working. I did it 3 times and I can't get my mind to simmer down. And, I still have anxiety. I still, so now you're creating anxiety over meditation, so somebody might say, well, that's a negative because it's not working. And then, over reliance. They may think that they may not have any problems anymore because of meditation. Meditation doesn't pay your rent. It doesn't pay your mortgage. It's not going to pay your car payment. It's not going to get your husband or wife back, or it's not going to do that, but it'll help you learn how to deal with it better. So some people say, well, meditation didn't help me. I'm still, angry. That's only because you have one practice. You know what I mean? It's about really seeing, like, it's not magic, so those are negatives that some people might say. But meditation is being mindful of our inner world, and that's us. It's about our inside world which is our emotions and our thoughts. It's about focusing on us. The outside world is being mindful of our lives in the present and what's really happening. But mindfulness is really about being on the inside. So you can't live in the future until it comes. So you really want to focus on the now and what's happening. So again, it's not magic. It's not going to just change overnight. So it's about focusing on the now, and it doesn't mean that you can't be mad. It doesn't mean that you can't be upset or disappointed. And if you're disappointed at the next thing that happens as soon as you come out of your meditative state, it doesn't mean that you failed yourself or failed at meditation. And I want to say that again. If you come out of your meditation session and you still yell at your kids when you get done, it doesn't mean that it didn't work. It means that you're a human being. But the more you do it, those kids can be climbing on the top of the refrigerator, and you're like, they could be climbing on top of the refrigerator. You're like, okay, just be careful. Because most of the time, people make a big deal out of nothing. Now, I'm not saying your kids on top of the refrigerator is not a big deal. But if there's a dish left in the sink, you don't have to pop that big vein in your forehead because there's a dish left in the sink. You can look at that dish and go on about your business. It's about what you want to think about. And meditation helps you with that. All right, let's see.
Good stuff.
Thank you so much.
While she's preparing to transition, ladies, I want you to put in the comments what you have learned thus far about meditation, like something that you didn't know or something that you were reminded of. So we can also kind of share those in the group as well, and something that you've learned or something that you're learning in the moment.
I appreciate that, because I don't want to just talk, and when I'm talking, I don't want, I want you guys to absorb some things also. I am a speaker, but I don't necessarily like hearing the sound of my voice just because, hopefully it's effective in some type of way, because this is important to me, and your happiness is important, and it's about positivity. It's about you're happy. And Terry McMillan had the sequel years ago to Waiting to Exhale. It was getting your happy back. And years ago when I read that, just even the title, not even the inside of the book, but getting your happy back is so important. And so many people lose their happy. And that's really the problem. That's where anxiety comes from. Sometimes that's where depression. Now we know that it's hereditary and we know it's a chemical imbalance and all of that. But sometimes those things could be, I don't want to say curable, but they can be improved. And I've seen people who've suffered from depression that had less spells and less spells and less spells of depression. It helps, trust me, because this is powerful. Your brain, your mind is powerful. You can actually make it do what you want it to do. That's the thing. You run this. You and God, you are partners in this. You run this. So when you say they made me do it, or I couldn't do this, or I want to say this the right way because I don't want to negate anything anyone has. But if you keep telling yourself you have anxiety, you're going to have more of it. If you keep telling yourself, I'm depressed, you're going to have more of it. If you keep telling yourself your foot hurts, every time you look at your foot, it's going to hurt. You're speaking that over and over and over and over again. Yes, those are real things. The pain is real. But if you keep speaking it, how are you ever going to get through it? You have to reframe that and say, yeah, my foot was hurting, but I'm good. Even if you're not good, you have to say, I'm good. And then you know what? You might wake up and your foot doesn't hurt, because it's all about what's transmitting. You got to really think about that. The power of your mind is powerful. And if God granted you the right mind, use it. Use it. So sometimes when we tell ourselves certain things, it's not necessarily the case. I wrote a workbook, and it hasn't come out yet, but it's about my personal journey of peace. And part of that is meditation and just being, having a better life. Even if your life is the bomb right now. Yes, and I still say the bomb. I told y'all how old I was. Even if your life is lit right now.
Lit. Yes.
Right. Even if your life is litty and you got the lituation going on, you know, you still can just have a better life. Everyone can have a better life. And I'm not talking about more things. I'm talking about becoming, you know, peaceful with who you are and how you interact with other people, because whether you like it or not, this is an I Am Legend, and you're not going to be on this earth by yourself. You're going to have to interact, whether it's in business, whether it's in, you know, family or relationships. You're going to have to interact with other people. So I ask you, how will you show up when you do? Will you be memorable for the right reasons or the wrong reasons? And you really got to think about that and make that change, make that transformation. And that's why I'm a transformational coach, and I like transformational meditation, because change can be temporary, but when you transform, it's done. You've transformed into a different person. And like I said, it's never too late to remix your life. So at any time, any stage, age, or phase, you can do just that. All right. So I'm going to start with, since I was talking about transformational, I'm going to start there. I'm going to start with meditation, mantra meditation. And that's similar to what I was just talking about. It's about, in those can't actions, you want to tell yourself you can. Instilling thoughts and certainties and positivities of empowerment and relief. So all the things that you say you can't do, you want to change that can't into a can. And believe it or not, that's part of meditation. A lot of people don't know that. So you want to tell yourself what you can do opposed to what you can't do. And we can start with meditation. I can't do meditation. I can do meditation. I just have to learn it. I have to, you know, maybe watch this video, maybe ask Natalie, maybe ask Kendell, what should I do? How should I start? Maybe watch this video, and you can. So it's no more can't. The more we repeat something to ourselves, the more we create what we repeat. And that's what I was talking about earlier. So it's about really changing that mind, transforming that mind. So I want to challenge you all. I can't see you, but I feel you all. It's all about that energy. So I'm sure that you're thinking, okay, well, what can be my mantra? Or what mantra can I use? Or what negativity do I speak to myself that I want to change? So I want everybody to drop below. Tell me what your new mantra will be about yourself. It could be something like, I can do anything. I will no longer be cruel to myself. I will love myself more. I will be kinder to myself in the world. You know, let's see, you can just say, I am beautiful. Every time you wake up in the morning, go in the mirror, hello, beautiful. It doesn't matter if you have flaws. Everyone has flaws. It doesn't matter if you're struggling with your weight. A large percentage of men and women struggle with their weight. It's okay if your face is not clear. It's okay if you don't have this. It's okay if you don't look like this. Still, I am beautiful. Why not tell that to yourself? You're all you got. And when you're looking in the mirror, the only person you see is you, right? So why not talk to that person with kindness and be loving to that person? Because I'm sure you can give someone else a compliment. I'm sure you leave a comment and give someone a compliment. How about every time you give someone else a compliment, you give yourself a compliment? Try that. So whatever your mantra is, I want you to recite it and drop it below. It can be 1 sentence to 3 sentences. It could be a whole paragraph. I am a woman who loves myself and others, and I will be kinder in the near future. Whatever you want to say. And I just made that up, and you can make yours up as well. Whatever you want to say to yourself, and repeat that every day. Those are meditation mantras. It's important to do that. And how meditation comes into play, you can sit there and really just 5 minutes a day, 2 minutes a day, 1 minute a day. You can just sit there in your stillness and talk to yourself. Talk to yourself. All right, so that's just an example of meditation mantra. And let's see. So for instance, my mantra as a coach, I came up with this one time, and it changes. The same thing is the same. It's the same, but I can help people transform their lives and transform it, and in turn transform mine through honesty, compassion, and laughter. I am filled with gratitude, thankfulness, and realness. God is using me to be a blessing to others. Something as simple as that. You can really define that for yourself and brand yourself. Even if you're not in the branding business, even if you're not an entrepreneur or business person, you still can have your own personal mantra, whatever that is to you. Because you are in control of you. You can do what you want. Mm-hmm. People don't realize that you can do what you want. You can speak to yourself any kind of way you want. You can say anything to yourself. So think about all of the negative things you have said to yourself, all of the things you said you could not do. Think about all of those lies that you fed yourself. Why not flip that and speak positively into your life? Speak it. Because if you talk about faith, all you faith folks out there, all you people who believe in God, stop talking negative to yourself because you're disrespecting God. When you disrespect his child, which is you, you're disrespecting God. If you think of it that way, you'll have more reverence with yourself. So think about that. We have to be kinder to ourselves. If we can hold the door open for other people and be kind and do all these great gestures to everybody, why can't you do it to yourself? You're worth it. If nobody tells you you're worth it today, I'm telling you right now, you are worth it.
Right.
All right. So, yeah. So meditation is just really truth seeking. You activate your heart. You focus on being non-judgmental to yourself and others. It takes you to a happy emotional place. You can, even in meditation, you can seek truth. You can ask for truth. You can ask for whatever needs to be changed, because as you're meditating, and if you're a godly person or spiritual person, whether you believe in God, whether you believe in Jesus, Buddha, Allah, whatever you believe, the universe, a higher power, whatever you call it, when you're speaking out loud, you're speaking to God when you speak, even if you're silent. So think about that. So you can ask for truth. You can ask for understanding. You can ask to be better. You can ask to help whatever you need. You can pray for whatever you need. It's important to know that. So before I do the body scan, I'm going to talk about transformational meditation. So it's all about, what do you believe about the situation? So whatever you're going through, what do you believe? Start there, and then think about ways to transform it. What can I do to be better? How can I transform it? Let me move my position. See, you can't stay in the same position long, even when you're meditating. So if I'm moving, why would I tell somebody, think about it. If I'm meditating, you can't move. And their hip could be hurting, their leg could be hurting. And a lot of people do that with meditation. I've seen it. Why are you moving? Sit this way. But what if you can't sit this way? You know, think about that. And that's what turns some people off because of that. Also with transformational meditation, what's the most important to you? How does it affect your situation? So if money is the thing that's important to you, the thing that you think about all the time, is the thing that you need, is the thing that you don't have, it's the thing that will help you pay the bills, it's the things that will put your children through college, it's the thing. Some people have their mind on money all the time because lack of money. Or if they have a lot of money, they're not thinking about it. They're thinking about, okay, well, I have money to do this, but I'm still not happy. Have you ever seen those people? So the people that don't have money to fortify their needs or their dreams, they're thinking about money. And then the people with money are thinking about money because they're like, okay, I was told when I get money, then that would bring happiness. But now I don't have either. So what are you focusing on? And how can that affect how you feel and think of even about yourself? And then also, what emotions does this situation bring up, and how would you transform them? So think about the thoughts that you have, and I'm all about solutions and figuring this thing out, because if you're thinking about all the things you don't have, or you're thinking about the problems, then transformational meditation is thinking about possible solutions. So if you can think about possible solutions, then you might be able to solve that problem. So what does this emotion bring up? What behaviors do you exhibit, and how would you transform them? What's the most important to you? Start there first and then work your way through. And what do you believe about the situation? Now, what you believe about the situation, you can speak it into existence. You can say, I believe that my money issues will dissipate after Corona. You don't know for sure if it's going to happen, but you're speaking it. And that's the power of the mind. Did you have any questions, Natalie, before I go? I don't want to. You want me to continue?
I was checking the Facebook to see if there were questions. People, I just saw a comment that was liked, and someone was saying absolutely to one of your points. So I was checking that out.
Oh, okay. So you want me to continue? I'm going to do the body scan.
Yes, if you can, go ahead with the body scan technique.
Okay. So I want to start off before I conclude, and you guys have been amazing. I don't see you, but I feel you. And I'm going to keep saying that because I believe that you are amazing. I believe that you are getting something from this. Now, this is the thing. Do I know that for sure? Absolutely not. But am I trying to give out positivity? Yes. And that's the same thing you can do. So body scan meditation is pretty easy. And you can do this whether you're in the dentist, whether you're sitting down watching television, you want to do it during the commercial breaks, go to the park, sit on the bench and do this, get some fresh air, however you want to do it. You can do this in the bed as well. So body scanning, my little pillow's falling off. Let's see. Sorry. Okay. So body scanning is starting with your feet. So you would start with your feet and with your toes, and you would just wiggle your toes. So if everybody could wiggle their toes. I'm sitting on like a few floor pillows and they're sliding. This is live, so. All right, so start. Okay. I was on muted. Look.
I hit you, sorry.
Oh, okay. I was like, I didn't do anything. Okay. So start with your toes and wiggle your toes. Then move your feet. So you can move your feet however you want to move your feet. Wiggle your feet. Then we're going to slowly go to the ankles. And I want you to visualize your ankles and feel your ankles without even touching them. Just feel your ankles. Now slowly move up to the calf. Think about your calves. Think about how they allow you to walk. Now move them up to your knees. When you got out of bed, how did you move your knees? When you crouch down to get something from that bottom cabinet, do you use your knees? Now work your way up to the thigh. To your pelvis area. To your hips. to your abdomen. I want you to take your hand and put your hand over your abdomen. Now take your hand and move it up to your heart. And just be still for a minute and listen to your heartbeat. I want you to place your hands back on your lap. And I want you to breathe and focus on your breathing. Inhale, hold it, hold it, hold it, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And do it 2 more times. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, hold it, hold it, hold it, exhale. I want you to relax your shoulders and make sure that jaw is loosened. I want you to travel mentally up to your neck. I want you to stretch to the left. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Come back to the center. I want you to take it to the right, slowly. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Slowly bring it back to the center. I want you to take your hands from your lap, and I want you to stretch them over your head as high as you can go. And I want you to turn to the left, center, turn to the right, center, and slowly bring your arms down and your hands down to your lap. I want you to focus on your head, focus on your mind. And I want you just to pause right now and just focus on your mind. Think about the choices that you're making. Think about the decisions that you've made. Think about what choices and decisions that you've made that you wish you could have corrected. And I want you to throw those in the garbage, because you can't do anything about the past. We're starting from today. So think about just all the ways you're going to make better choices, all the ways you're going to make better decisions, and all the way you're going to learn from your experiences. And not allow your experiences to determine where you're going in the future. This is powerful. So I want you to focus on that just for a moment. And I want you to bring the attention to your shoulders. And I want you just to drop your shoulders. And I want you to loosen the jaw. And I want you to find a focal point in your room right now. And for 1 minute, I just want you to look at that focal point. Now, it's okay if your mind went a little crazy and you were thinking about something other than that focal point, if you find you're doing that, you just bring it back to that focal point. Now, if your eyes are closed, you just bring them back to the focal point. Because I guarantee you, if you can close your eyes right now, you'll see the focal point in your head. And that brings you right back to the focal point. With your eyes closed, you can still see the focal point. And that's still in your mind, because if you look at that for, let's just say, a minute or 30 seconds, you can see what it looks like. You can feel what it looks like. And it kind of will bring you back to the center, as well as breathing. When you breathe, you pay attention to your breaths. So that's a way. So we're going to do that right now. And I'm just giving you, it's not a full, I'm just giving you different techniques. And then one day, Natalie and I were talking, we may have a class as well, or I might take you on that meditation vacation. My clients love that meditation vacation. Yeah, it takes you somewhere, and you can have that. And then that way, you know, when I'm finish my classes, everybody's just like, they might have been like, ah, you know, all the rah in the beginning, and at the end, they're just like, you know, and that's what meditation can do for you. So we're going to just practice breathing, something that you do regularly. So without thinking, just focus on your breathing right now for 30 seconds. This means you're still living. If you can focus on your breathing, you're still living. Look at you. You're not even trying to breathe. That's a blessing that people forget about. So when you're going through a whole lot and you feel ungrateful and you feel like this ain't working for you, that ain't working for you, concentrate on that breathing, because I guarantee you take your breaths for granted. People don't think about it. They just breathe because that's what they do. That's a gift, and you have to look at that. So we're just going to, as we conclude, we're just going to do some breaths once again. All right, let's begin. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. So when you inhale, you're going to inhale all of the problems, all of the worry, all the stuff that you're going through, all the naysayers, all the people that said you wouldn't do this, you can't do this, all the no's that you've told to yourself, and all the unfairness you've given yourself, and everything that anybody's ever said, including you, about you. You're going to inhale all of that. And then when you exhale, you're releasing all of that, not to think about that again. So when you exhale, just let it all out. You'll feel a lot lighter. You'll feel a lot happier. And this is the thing about life, people. You don't owe anybody anything. If they're not God, you don't owe them anything. You don't owe them a yes. You don't owe them anything if it interferes with your self-care and who you are as a person. You are your top priority. This might be hard to hear if you're a wife and your mother, if you're a husband or a father. You are your first priority. You've heard it time and time again. If you fly, you have to take care of yourself before you even take care of your children. Because if you're no good to yourself, you're not going to be any good to anyone around you. Thank you.
Yes, so true. Oh my goodness. Like, if you actually did the exercises, like, I just feel like I'm in my, like I can hear the angels just singing. It's beautiful. Have that peace and calmness. And especially since we've been quarantined and I don't have that break as an introvert, and my family and my kids and my husband are there every second. that moment was just like, you just want to enjoy
Yeah.
it. So thank you, Kendell, for that. I know many of you are wanting to know more about how to stay connected to her work. So if you could share that, how they can stay connected to you. And then we're going to be signing off and talk about some other opportunities later.
Okay, absolutely. Again, I'm Kendell Lenice. I go by the name of Lady Motivator. For more information about me, you can visit livingtruelivingyou.com or ladymotivator.com. Also, I'm all over social media here on Facebook, Kendell Lenice, Instagram at k.lenice. Follow me on Twitter by my name, Kendell Lenice. I'm on LinkedIn. I have my YouTube channel. I do an interview series, and I also have a talk show called The Safety Net, a safe place where you share your truth. Those are on my YouTube channel, and it's Kendell Lenice as well. And I'm also in love with TikTok, y'all. I can't help it. I love TikTok. Any way you can connect with me because I'm there.
Yes. Thank you. And we want to stay connected. So thank you again for sharing with us, taking us through all of the myths, but also the truths about meditation, and then walking us through some very practical things that we could do on our own in this, not just the month of May, it's mental health awareness, but through the rest of the year. So thank you for that, Kendell. And ladies, thank you for showing up. And leave your comments below. If you have questions, be sure to do that as well, as we are going to be answering them even later on. We'll come back to answer them. All right, ladies, thank you again, Whole Woman Movement. Thank you again, Kendell. We'll see you guys the next time. Y'all have an amazing evening. Bye for now.
God bless.